As a feature of the pre-E3 showcase, various VR titles were close by, and I got some time with every one of them. The following are some concise impressions of Firewall, Zero Hour, Astrobots, Rescue Mission, Blood and Truth, Creed, Rise to Glory, Evasion, and Vacation Simulator. Title: Firewall, Zero Hour. Discharge date: 2018, TBD. In the first place, reported finally year's PlayStation experience in Anaheim. Firewall, Zero Hour is a group-based 4v4 strategic first individual shooter played with the PSVR aim controller. This was my second time playing, and things have advanced pleasantly with the diversion in the course of the most recent couple of months. This time around, the activity was set in a dugout in Russia, and we played as various gatherings attempting to protect a PC range. Correspondence is basic to the accomplishment of your group, so you'll be getting out adversary areas and asking for encourage a great deal. On the off chance that you go down, your partners have an opportunity to commend you, unless the other group strolls up and puzzles your body with shots, guaranteeing your end. By then, you can watch whatever is left of the match, and, at any rate for this, fabricate, still convey to the surviving colleagues, telling them where adversaries are. At dispatch, you'll have your decision between 12 distinct temporary workers, each with their own one-of-a-kind look and claim to fame, and there are plans to add to them as the amusement develops. What I've played so far crosswise over 2 occasions has been a ton of fun. However, I'd get a kick out of the chance to see somewhat more profundity to the experience before making a solid judgment in any case. Title: Astrobot Rescue Mission. Discharge date: TBD. The bots are back. This time you'll be playing a full platformer in VR with the Captain Bot, Astro. I had a great time with this one in the 2 levels and 1 major manager battle that I played. The full experience will have 20 levels spread crosswise over 5 planets, and additionally 6 immense managers to battle with, and it's required to keep running around 8 to 10 hours altogether. You advance around the levels endeavoring to save in excess of 200 bots. For the crazies like me, there are additionally various concealed collectibles to discover. 3D platformers work shockingly well in VR, and the light cleverness Japan Studio conveys to the bots makes the entire experience brilliant. They make astute utilization of the full array of contributions on the DualShock 4 to transform the controller into a catching snare, a slingshot, and the sky is the limit from there. This single-player amusement will be a fun method to acquaint new players with VR. Title: Blood and Truth. Discharge date: TBD. Working off the enjoyment of the London heist involvement in PlayStation VR Worlds, the improvement group at London Studio has chosen to substance out the experience by making motivation from their most loved motion pictures. The amusement is set in London, and it's a blend of James Bond, John McClane, John Wick, and pretty much every other activity Saint moved into one experience. You play as an ex-CIS Special Forces trooper with 2 move controllers. I played with a smooth motion choice that worked extremely well in getting me from cover spot to cover spot. This is a small-time versus an armed force composed situation, and I felt completely drenched in the activity as I advanced through a little mechanical zone, bringing down each awful person in my way. The activity and the shooting felt awesome. Reloading was smooth, and you can communicate with the earth in places. I came up close by an auto and opened the way to utilize it as some improvised cover. It was truly amazing. There will likewise be story segments with activities, so it's not all unending activity, and the last amusement should last around 5 to 6 hours when it discharges. Title: Creed, Rise to Glory. Discharge date: 2018, TBD. Designer Servios is back with an authorized boxing diversion in light of the Creed establishment. While it's not founded on both of the motion pictures, it has a crusade mode with another story intended to fill in the holes in that universe. The group truly took a shot at influencing you to feel like you're a genuine boxer in the ring. Punching, avoiding, and blocking is all what you'd expect in a VR boxing diversion utilizing 2 move controllers, yet then it gets extremely fascinating. As your stamina goes down, your character will somewhat de-adjust from your movements, making it harder to punch and square. The fluid locomotion system from Sprint Vector is back, and it truly becomes possibly the most important factor in an extremely sharp manner. When you get thumped down, you'll be tossed from your body and out into a dark void past the ring. You have to wildly swing your arms forward and in a smooth movement to run back to your body before the ref gets to 10. Each time you get thumped down, it winds up harder to get back. This brings about a characteristic punishment, since you'll be worn out from swinging your arms frantically to get back in time, and you'll need to instantly proceed with the battle somewhat more exhausted. In actuality, it's a splendid utilization of the movement and the move controllers to truly influence you to feel the tiring idea of a genuine battle, if not the ruthless physical discipline. Title: Evasion. Discharge date: Fall 2018. This current one's a projectile hellfire first individual shooter outlined around community. Definitely wrap your head around that. Furthermore, think about it's extremely fun. Created by Archiect, a group of 25 situated in Vancouver, the 4 to 5 hour crusade can be played all together in community with up to 4 players. There's a 2-player battle mode and a survival mode for up to 4 players with shared lives, just to make things all the more fascinating. Avoidance is worked in the Unreal Motor, and it utilizes the PSVR aim controller, and the group worked extremely difficult to push a few unique sorts of velocity, including a totally free move alternative for a genuine FPS involvement in VR. There's additionally a dash step which snaps the pre-characterized zones, and jogging, which is someplace in the middle of the two. What's cool is that you can attempt every one of them out in a pre-amusement instructional exercise region to discover which one works best for you. This is the place you'll try out the 4 distinct classes: the surgeon, the striker, the warden, and the engineer, alongside their diverse weapons and ties. The diversion has somewhat of a Farpoint vibe to it. However, the classes, weapons, and ties have any kind of effect. You can utilize the tie to get things dropped by your adversaries, and in addition catalysts for your weapons. I played through a level without anyone else, and it was an extraordinary and extremely fun experience. It would surely have been less demanding with an accomplice, and I'm eager to look at to full crusade when the amusement hits this fall. Title: Vacation Simulator. Discharge date: TBD. Created by Alchemy Labs and set in an indistinguishable universe from Job Simulator, Vacation Simulator CR robot overlords without bounds endeavoring to comprehend excursions, which have even less rhyme or reason than employments did to them. I was at a shoreline resort for my excursion, and the upgrades from Job Simulator, and even Rick and Morty, Virtual Reality, were promptly obvious. The diversion was custom-fitted particularly for every stage, considering the uniqueness of each VR setup. This was finished by making a real confine out of PVC pipes in the workplace and attempting to play the amusement inside it. On the off chance that the analyzer connected and hit the sides of the enclosure, they knew something should have been changed. It makes going after things around you a vastly improved ordeal. This likewise required some imaginative reasoning of how to keep things inside reach and how to convey them back in the event that you chose to discard them. What truly got me energized was the Sand Chateau stage I was going to construct, however it felt somewhat high. I saw an idea about the front and got it, and I was stunned and excited when I could alter the tallness. Something Alchemy Labs has learned is that things should be more liquid in VR to oblige diverse individuals. Furthermore, on that note, regardless of whether you're 5 feet tall or 6'7", the bots will dependably be at your eye level. It requires a great deal of additional work, however the final regular product is a superior ordeal for everybody. You presently have a knapsack also, which will enable you to bear various things incorporating pictures you've taken with your new camera. One intriguing thing you can do with the camera is turn it around and take a selfie. So yes, you currently have an amusement symbol which is profoundly adaptable. The customization even turned out to be such a major thing with the advancement group that it had its own particular Slack channel. They're by and large tight-lipped on what different encounters will be accessible, so you'll simply need to hypothesize on what the bots would consider an excursion and how they would execute it. Whatever situations they think of, the diversion is, as of now, considerably greater than Job Simulator, and from what I played, a significantly more refined and fun experience. We'll know more as we approach a discharge date nearer to the finish of this current year, or ahead of schedule 1 year from now.